The Joe Rogan Experience.
I do bad shows if I'm hungover. I don't like my shows. They don't feel good. They don't have the flow to them, you know, and I hate that feeling. I hate the feeling of being on stage, and it would be my fault if I was hungover. If I was hungover on stage, it's like, it's my fault that I'm working at like 3/4 speed right now, or it's not clicking right now. Like that's so.
Well, I wish I could just have one. But it's not satisfying because you have one and then you want 100, and then you drink 100 and then you feel like shit. And like if I just drink one, like if I have one at lunch, then it's like I want to go take a nap. If
really?
I either got to keep going. If I keep going, I can go for like, you know, a good hardcore 4 or a gentleman 6, and then I'm done. But like do you
feel pulled to it?
No.
Is it like Gollum in the Ring?
No, I don't even know what that means. I just like
precious.
I just like it.
Precious.
No.
Yes.
No, I like
it wants us to drink. It's precious. Yes.
I don't even know what that is. I don't.
You didn't see the Lord of the Rings? You didn't see the Lord of the Rings?
I went to one of those, and it was so fucking long. And every time they would fade to black, I'd be like, just roll the credits. Just roll the credits. And then they would open up on some big field, and it's just like, Jesus, get the fucking thing back to the guy so we can get out of here. You know what? I fucking hate all of those movies. And I fucking pay people who don't have a sense of humor about the bullshit that they watched when they were kids. Like adults who talk about Star Wars. Like that isn't a fucking weak movie now when you watch it. I mean, how
it's terrible.
It's horrific. I was making fun of the other night. I came home. I got free Cinemax, which is the greatest fucking channel ever. They either 24 hours a day, they're either showing the greatest movie ever or the worst fucking movie ever, and it's all compelling. I watched like 9 movies in a row. Like, this fucking channel's unbelievable. So I ended up flipping up. Because late at night they just had some sort of, you know, softcore porn, which is ridiculous now when you have the internet. So it just was redundant. So I got off of that. So I went on to VH1, and they were playing this show Metal Mania, and I was watching all these bands and these videos that I just thought were fucking sick, and they're into the devil, dude. I was just, by the end of it, I was like, how was this better than disco? Like, why did disco get so much shit? Like, I'm not talking about, like, the Iron Maidens, the Metallicas, but you know what I'm talking about. That middle of the fucking ground, those people with the spiked fucking gloves and all this stupid shit and raw meat. And it was horse shit. It was fucking, I watched it. It was the dumbest shit ever. It was embarrassing that I mean, granted, I had all of that music still on my iPod. I'm not above it. But if someone were from this generation were to come back and tell me that music was awful and was stupid, I would laugh. There's no way I could defend it.
Isn't it weird how you look at, like, if you look at music or you look at movies, that's like one of the clearest examples of like some sort of evolution or progress is going on with humans, because like the movies of the past, like so many of them they're so clunky, and the style of communicating is so artificial. It's such a shit, you know, representation of life in comparison to a real good movie.
Until the 60s, once they figured out, you know, like just acting on film, like those people just learning how to do it. So everything was gonna be not, you know, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Like that type of acting had to go away with the Brandos and the James Deans and those guys, right. And then you had to have like there's a couple like there's movies back there like Jack Lemmon, The Apartment.
Well, The Hustler
is way ahead of its time. The Hustler,
Hustler's an amazing movie.
Stanley Kubrick,
yeah,
that type of shit.
There were some people that were
still
getting
holds
it
up
right.
though.
But the bad movies from the 60s and the 70s, you know, try to watch like Jaws 3D.
Oh yeah, no, that's just bad. That's a bad one.
There's some bad
but
movies.
they still have movies like that. I mean, I think a lot of that,
sure to this day.
That Transformer shit, even though I didn't see it.
But if you see,
I never vibe with sci-fi people, like sci-fi listeners. I always get trashed by them because I just don't get it. Unless
you don't get sci-fi at all.
No, if it's like Aliens, like it has to be high quality. Like Aliens is like the Goodfellas of that I like on like top shelf sci-fi. I'm going to be into Blade Runner, Aliens, and that type of shit. But if I'm just going to go we're in Hoth. I don't know what the fuck that's from. What is Hoth? That's a Star Wars thing? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like one of those fucking things with the action figures and shit. It's just
Did you like Transformers growing up?
I didn't like Chewbacca.
You know,
You didn't
I
like
didn't get Chewbacca. It's like, dude, you're a
He's
fucking
a fucking awesome guy to have around. He's huge.
Yeah,
Can you
but-
imagine you could party with Bigfoot? I would totally party
Yeah,
with
but
Bigfoot.
he should be ripping somebody's arms off. He's shooting a gun like he's a fuck. He's like he's.
Well, he's a badass.
He's limited.
He knows how to shoot guns too. He'll
He's
rip your
limited.
fucking arms off, but he can also shoot you from a distance, bitch.
He's limited.
Oh, I like Chewbacca.
Star Wars.
I would totally hang out with
You
him.
know what?
I think he'd be
You know
cool
what I
as
didn't
fuck.
like about him? He was a follower.
Well,
He started.
it's
He
true.
started hanging
He's a
out with
little
all the
beta.
humans. Next thing you know, he's sitting upright in chairs.
Right?
Right, sipping little juicy juices. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he could understand
I didn't
us.
like
Could they understand him? They could speak that? Could Han Solo speak?
yeah, I think it was a language, but we just didn't understand it. So
He
all
said
that
the
was
same
probably
fucking
easy
thing
shit.
every time.
Not that many Wookiees. You know? It's like Chewbacca and like... There's no other famous Wookiees.
No, he was like the dodo bird. Of,
Isn't that weird?
We're going to be destroyed on Twitter because our Star Wars knowledge sucks, and you know we're going to get this shit forever.
Dude, there's a fucking million Wookiees! There is a nation of Wookiees! There is a federation of Wookiees! You know not what you're talking about!
No, but there's nothing better than just having a fucking 10% knowledge of those movies and just criticizing them because it's just driving some kid nuts.